Oh, are we recording? Hey, this is the Ashley Corinne, also known as Corinne Wednesday, and this is a follow-up video of my presidential campaign. Now, I know you're not going to vote for me. You're going to vote for Bernie Sanders in 2020. And I can completely agree with that. Let me repeat, you will vote for Bernie Sanders in 2020. But I want to talk about the issues. And I want to talk about Trump specifically, not necessarily the issues. Um, Now, I'll have to be honest. And I only say this because I have to be honest with my electorate is I voted for Donald Trump. And I actually want to explain why I voted for Donald Trump. I actually went into the booth, voted for Donald Trump. I voted in Utah, so I also voted for Super Del Shanzi, which if you're not from Utah, you don't know. Super awesome computers and all that crap. Anyways, Google it. But hold on. Now, the reason why I voted for Trump is because I didn't believe that he was a true conservative. Because I'm not a conservative. I'm also not a liberal. I'm actually registered as a voter as an independent. Because, I lost faith in the two-party system long ago. But when it comes to Trump, I want to talk about freedom of speech, because that's an issue that is extremely important to me. But first, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. With my cabinet, I'm still outlining my cabinet. I've been speaking with my chief of staff, who is a cat, and the conversations have been very unproductive, because all he says is meow, meow, and all he wants is food or hugs and loves, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I've decided that my Secretary of Defense will be none other than, and I haven't made videos about him or mentioning him in a long time, for good reason. Omni Michael will be my Secretary of Defense when I win in 2020. Because, what I'm looking for in a Secretary of Defense is a man who doesn't pull any punches, isn't scared to call someone a faggot, and is willing to explode his butthole in the name of national security. And Omni Michael fits all of those things. But that's not what I'm talking about in this video. I just wanted to get that out of the way. When it comes to the First Amendment, when it comes to freedom of speech, Donald Trump has been... Check out my beard, by the way. I can almost join ISIS. That's satire. He's been well, first of all, What douchebag move hasn't Trump done? It's like the shotgun effect. He's a douchebag all the time, and so people are just like, well, that's just the way Trump is. But when it comes to the First Amendment, there's a very, very, very bad thing when people are talking about fake news and all that shit. And I understand fake news. I understand what fake news is. Like, the fact that Obama's a Muslim and shit like that, which he's not. He's a Christian on the face of it, but from what I could surmise, he's an atheist. But that doesn't. It shouldn't matter if he's a Muslim or not, because I know plenty of Muslims, and they're fine people. They're just people. And I'll be damned. And I'm going to say this directly to the commander-in-chief. I'll be fucking damned if you shut my mouth. Or if you try to. Because without the freedom of speech, without the freedom of expression, without the freedom of conscience, without the freedom of press, we don't have any freedoms. And see, this is the thing, is with me recording this video and publishing it on YouTube, publishing being the active word in that sentence, it's press. And so Donald Trump can bitch and whine and be a little punk bitch like he always is. But by me publishing this YouTube video, that's freedom of press. I'm constitutionally protected, you fucking fascist, autocratic motherfucker. And there's nothing that the president or any other official, any other corrupt official, of which there are many in America and in other countries, there's nothing that they can do to stop me. I'm constitutionally protected. Even if my YouTube videos, which I'm a low-level YouTuber by choice, if they ever came against me, I'd fight them in the court of law. First Amendment, bitch. But, people shouldn't be afraid to speak up against their, authoritarian masters. In fact, they should be invited into that. Of course, if they want to, not everyone's, ready and willing to be a martyr for the ideals of freedom of speech, but sorry, my nose itches. Allergies. But I'll say this in parting, because I only got a few seconds left. Donald Trump will take my freedom of speech from my cold, dead hands. Anyways, get out the vote. Vote out the corrupt sons of bitches. Fuck the swamp.